Good morning. Welcome back to the Vitality Project. It's Dr. Bob here, alive and kicking. Yesterday, I climbed back into the saddle after my first extended illness, really since beginning this past summer, where I began to create these morning video posts here at the Vitality Project. First time I've been knocked out like this for the better part of a week, and I'm glad to be back. I shared with you yesterday with tongue-in-cheek, one of the responses that we got here at the Vitality Project in our private Facebook group from Beth, who poked some fun at me for being human after all. And, it brings to mind that not only am I very human, but we all are. And I think maybe particularly in light of the fact that for any of us that know addiction firsthand, either as being on the receiving end of addictive, being ourselves caught in addiction or being in relationship to somebody who's been caught in addiction, is that we certainly know firsthand how it is that addiction has the capacity just to level us out. Humility, at least in my case, which is not very often without pain, humility comes with realizing that we're in way over our heads with addiction. And I do believe that addiction of any kind has a special way of capsizing, I think, even the best and the brightest of us. And I hope that you can agree with that and understand this in your own life as it applies to you. I spoke yesterday also about this freedom that's kind of paradoxical that may follow on addiction, and that is, if it leads us back to recovering our potential, our missing birthright, then the paradox is that freedom can arise kind of like the phoenix right from the midst of enslavement. I think of it this way for myself. No one else can be Bob Weathers. So let me live out the fullest version of Bob Weathers possible, and then encourage people like you to do the same in your own life, to be the very best expression of your own original signature, your uniqueness. And I'm also reminded of another favorite poem. This is by the 13th century poet Rumi, who wrote in Persian. He said, "God picks up the reed flute world and blows. Each note is a need coming through one of us, a passion, a longing pain. Remember the lips where the wind breath originated, and let your note be clear. Don't try to end it. Be your note. I'll show you how it's enough." It's one of my favorite poems of all. How about it? I know it sounds crazy, but I wonder if you might actually find it in your hearts and in my heart too, to express gratitude for our addictions, insofar as they help to usher in this huge gift. And what is that gift? It's the gift of getting our lives back. And so, as crazy as it may sound, there may be deep thanksgiving to be found at the root of, and freedom to be found at the root of our enslavements. Before I sign off today, I should give you a warning. I'm very aware of this, is that whenever I get sick, which is thankfully fairly rare, it brings out the existential philosopher in me every time. I hope you can roll with that. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be back tomorrow for some more existential philosophy. We'll actually be extending this idea of gratitude and Thanksgiving tomorrow as we get back on track with our gratitude practices. I wish you a day of gratitude. I'll see you tomorrow.